Yo, do not attempt to adjust your dial. Ba-da-bum-bum-bum. It's your boy Big Vern. This is App Stupid, the fastest growing sports and entertainment show on these YouTube streets. You're welcome. Holla at us. Busy in here straightening it out. Yeah, CL Smooth and Pete Rock, Mecca and the Soul Brother. Man, I remember that record. I'm gonna need to get back in there, man. Yo, before anything, I gotta do a deep dive. We gotta hit 1992 and backspin. We gotta get that off, man. It's almost over. Gee whiz. If you're just joining us for the first time at App Stupid, welcome. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Also, share the content. Goes a long way, helps the channel, and we appreciate it. We talk Kentucky football. Somebody's got to get fired. These dudes is making almost $10 million collectively. No, that's got to, no, we're not doing that. Then we talked Alabama. They won a meaningless game against Missouri. They have to play LSU, which that was a segue because we talked LSU versus A&M, and a star was born that night. Like, wow. Marcel Reed is really good. Now we're going to go ahead and go from the SEC to the Big Ten. And you know I love these stories. You know I love these stories, especially when I'm talking about the Hoosiers. Beast mode activated. Indiana still. They came with the skill set. Now, Curtis Rourke was hurt. So then they needed the freshman to step in. And I'm sitting there tripping because I had no idea who Taven Jackson was. And then they was like, no, his brother was really famous at Indiana and he played for Mike Woods. And I'm like, wait a minute, Trace Jackson Davis is his brother? Yeah, Trace Jackson Davis is this dude's brother. And wow, Taven Jackson he wasn't scared of the moment. He was not scared of the moment. 19 throws dialed up, 11 completions, 124 yards, a score, and then an interception. However, he pulled it down, called his own number 6 times. He ran for 17 yards and a score. Indiana had that vaunted running defense. My God, when Indiana gets up on you, and they have the ball and the lead going into the back half of the game, then it's time for them to beat you up and impose their will on a lot of opponents. And Justice Ellison was on full display. That guy's going to make an NFL roster. 29 touches, 123 yards, and a touchdown. They were feeding this dude. And if I'm anybody in the league and I need a running back who can carry a heavy load, you just saw one right there do what he did. I mean, wow. That was amazing. And if you go look at the numbers, Washington didn't play a bad game. Again, I like Jedd Fisch. I was huge on Jedd Fisch when he left Arizona and went to Washington in the whole coaching carousel when Coach Kalen goes down to Alabama. So I like Will. Like I said, Jedd Fisch, I like him. You know, he's a good coach. But Indiana gashing the Huskies for 188 yards on the ground, my God. It was like, wow. 21st downs for the Hoosiers, put behind an 8 ball, converting that 3rd down. They had 15 attempts, and they converted 8 of them. Still really good football. Making the most out of your production, getting the biggest bang for your buck, not always stat stuffing, trying to highlight it like we got this hot shit quarterback. And no, you don't. You just got a guy who can just get out here and throw little dink and dunks and throw downfield, but when it comes time to score, he can't do anything. Yeah, he can't do anything. 4th down, they went for it twice. They were successful one time in doing that. 1 penalty. Again, I can be nitpicky all day long when it comes to Indiana. I can say, okay, I didn't like clock management. This didn't hit me real well. there was an overthrow here, the underthrow there. I felt like they should have went for it and been successful on both of those fourth down attempts. You could say all of those things, but that would be nitpicking. That would be nitpicking. When you have one penalty throughout the entire game for 5 yards, you are a damn good football team. Signetti has won over Indiana. I am telling you, here in the Midwest, it is a sense of pride. People have on IU hoodies, IU sweaters, hats. When you stop at a Walmart, if you're sitting there at a Cracker Barrel and somebody comes up to you and you got an Indiana, they just want to talk Indiana football. Black, white, Mexican, don't matter. We're all Hoosiers, and it's us against everybody. And they want those conversations. And you really have a camaraderie built around this team that's felt outside of Bloomington. Look, give me a quick 20 from an unofficial sponsor of the show. This is Big Vern. Drop the spot. Taco Bell, Live Moss. Order online, download the app, or visit the good folks at your local Taco Bell. Taco Bell, Live Moss. If you have the app, you can try the Big Cheez-It, you can try the Cantina Chicken menu, online exclusives, and the Cravings menu as well. If you go into that online exclusive, there's the Veggie Build Your Own Cravings box, along with the meal for two and many more. Taco Bell, Live Moss. Taco Bell, Live Moss. Make sure you get you some tacos tonight. Monday Night Football. The NBA is also in session. Just what a great time to be alive. But when we go back, we look at the Indiana Hoosiers. I'm talking about, wow. The pick six set it all up. The pick six kicked the day off. Because D'Angelo Ponds, he gets that 67-yard interception, he's gone to the house. And when is the last time Indiana's defense has been lights out? This is historic in what you're seeing right now. It's been underreported because it's not a storied franchise like the Mets or the Cubs, or you take your pick, the Chargers. And when Indiana is doing really well, everybody in this state supports that team. And it's not like you got detractors. When the Pacers were playing in the NBA Finals, well, the Eastern Conference Finals, I saw everybody in Pacer jerseys. This state really embraces its sports teams. But the Hoosier brand, the Bobby Knight brand, that carried the torch for so many years and then slowly disappeared in the early 2000s. And, you know, it's coming back with Mike Woodson, but Signetti has thrown gasoline on dynamite, and this thing is uncontrollable. Every game is a sellout. Every game is a sellout. Now, I'm going to admit something that I shouldn't, but I tried to get my daughter to get me student tickets. My daughter could care less about football. God bless her. I love her. She could care less about football. She's a scientist. She's like, whatever. Dad is like, hey, dude, throw the tickets. However, I was not successful in getting those tickets because I didn't want to be embarrassed trying to pay me and my buddies, and we're in our mid to late 40s. And they're like, hey, look, you're not students here. It was like, oh, let's run. Anyway, Omar Cooper Jr., he gets that 40-yard pass from Taven Jackson. And now this thing in the second quarter is 14-0. And like I said, Washington's a good team. Washington is a good football team. They come right back. They score 7 points. And, you have it right now like, wow, this thing is 17-14. And then Taven leads a nice downfield campaign. We get the 3 points, and now going into the half, this 17-14. And then out of nowhere, you come back. Here it is in the third quarter. Desmond Williams Jr., he's got that 8-yard run for a touchdown. Bam. Now It's 14-17, and you think, hey, look, it's coming close. We've had a good run. Kurt Signetti says, no, let the party continue. Justice Ellison, 5-yard run for the touchdown. This thing is now 24-14. We go into the fourth quarter. Taven Jackson gets that 2-yard run. This thing is 31-14. And then we just fought him the rest of the way. Grady Gross, he got that field goal, which made it 31-17. But this game was over. And Indiana fans they're undefeated. Indiana's undefeated right now. Undefeated in the Big Ten. We are at the top of the heap with Oregon, Penn State, Ohio State. When's the last time anybody from Indiana had to look down the standings to find Ohio State? It's usually the other way around. We're having a phenomenal season, but beast mode is activated. Taven Jackson looks like he's ready for the future to begin. Shout out to them. Curtis Rourke is a hell of a quarterback, and the job is still his. I'm never going to act like, hey, look, it's time to sit Curtis Rourke down, because it's not. But looking what Indiana has in the cupboard for next year, my goodness. And hey, look, it's not inconceivable. Indiana could be one of those teams that make it into the college playoff. They have Michigan State. That's a winnable game. Michigan in Bloomington. They will beat Michigan. They have Ohio State in the horseshoe. I have them losing that game. But then they play Purdue at home. They are going to beat Purdue. You will have a one-loss Indiana team, and we could draw Alabama in the college playoff. First round. Ooh. Goosebumps. Goosebumps. But I could be wrong. Bloomington faithful, let me know. Are you happy about